Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today I want to do an update on my Keter planter that I have here. This has been 2 years sitting outside in the cold and the rain and snow and filled with water to the brim to the point it's overflowing over the side, and it has really held up well. I'm actually quite surprised at how well it's held up. I expected it to fall apart after maybe a year, maybe 2 years. Like now it would be really starting to break down, but this thing is still just as solid as the day I got it, and it's actually doing pretty well. I haven't had a whole lot of success growing in it, not due to this bin's issue, but more of personal issue as far as with deer coming in. This happens to be the perfect height for them to walk over and just eat everything right off of here. And they do tend to eat a lot of the crops that I grow. I tried growing lettuce, they ate all of it. Tried growing some peppers, they ate all of it. And then I even tried using some deer off and things like that to keep them away, and they still came over and ate everything. So right now what I have growing in here, if you can see over here, it's some mint. They won't eat that apparently, so I'm growing that. And then over on this side, I have some onions over here growing. So, and then in the center here, I'm not sure if you can see, let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit here. Zoom in. You can't really see it, but let's just see, hold on here. Right here, I actually have a potato plant coming up that I planted as well. So we're trying some stuff out, and we're gonna see if it works. But I'm very impressed with the quality of this bin. It has worked incredibly well. Anything I've thrown in here has started to grow. Then the deer eat it, but it has started to grow. This mint, I essentially just, one of my neighbors was like, hey, I have some extra mint. I took one little tiny stem right here, and this is only after about a month that it already has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stalks now coming up, and there's more growing, and then I have some on the other side as well. And then this right here, this onion, I just had it in my cabinet and it started sprouting. I thought I'd put it in here because, you know, I didn't have anything on that side other than the mint, and it started growing as well. So this does a really good job of growing stuff. It's just a matter of finding a way to keep the deer away. And if you guys have any ideas, please leave a comment down below on what I could do to get rid of the deer and have them just stop eating this stuff. And I've had a lot of issues with deer around my yard. It's not just this. They will go up on my front porch and eat things off of there. They will go up wherever there's something outside and eat it. And they roam in large packs of 5 to 6 deer. And they're not afraid of people. They're not afraid of dogs. They're just not afraid. So if you have any ideas, let me know, and I'll try them out with this to see if I can keep them away and maybe grow some stuff that I actually would like to grow and eat, such as lettuce and peppers and maybe some stuff like that I've been really wanting to grow. So, but there are a few things that I want to talk about that I've learned over the years with this. So as I said, I've had this 2 years. It can hold a foot of snow on it, no problem, which is pretty good. It can hold a lot of water all the way up to the brim, overflowing over the side, and that's where I've learned a few lessons with this. One, this does hold a lot of water really well. It can hold a lot inside, internally, and you do need to make sure you check it and drain it. And they have this little, I'm gonna bring you over to the other side here. So over here, they have this marker here that shows you how much water's in there. And as you can tell, it's popping up quite a bit. I actually pushed it down before and it'll pop back up. But when it starts doing that and it starts really getting high, you gotta make sure you drain it. I mean, there's times where it's been up here because the entire thing is just filled with water almost, and you really need to drain it. Now, for draining it, you can't just drain it right out of there and just right into your grass or on your yard, wherever you are. But I have found that I actually prefer draining it into a bucket and trying to keep that water for later, so I don't have to bring the hose out back and add more water to it. And also, as it has already filtered through all the medium here, all this dirt and stuff, it's picked up the nutrients and is taking that out with it. So right now I'm gonna drain it because we actually have a storm coming. And as you can see, it's a brown liquid that comes out. It's actually probably very nutrient rich because it's been sitting here, and this material in here I have not changed out, but I have added some of my vermicompost that I have. You know, and along with a little bit of cocoa coir to help continue to have some moisture retention. But you want to just sort of drain it out into a bucket. You keep that bucket in your house for a little bit, and then, you know, at that point you can bring it back out when things dry out and you can refill it again. Now, the other thing I want to mention about this though is this tap right here. When it is going to rain, and I've had this problem a few times, if it's going to rain, you need to leave this open. This thing can fill up very quickly. If there's any water in here, it'll just keep filling and filling and filling, and I have had it. This is at a slight angle. It's hard to tell. It's at a slight angle, but this is filled up to this top right here and just been streaming water over this side here. So I typically, if I know a thunderstorm's coming, I will just open that up unless I know we haven't had any rain in a while, or right after the storm, you run out and you open it up. Now, with that, as it's still draining over there, I do want to talk about something else, and that is, I was really hoping this would be weed-free, and that's not 100% the case. So as you can tell right here, I've got something growing that's green. This is not a plant that I planted. I guarantee it. It is probably a weed, and I'm going to rip it out right now and just throw it off to the side. But weeds do get in here. There's seeds that fly in. A lot of times, if this is at a slight angle, the weed seeds will run down, and as I said, this is the part that fills up with water. I get a lot of weeds growing right in this area right here, and I typically have to pick them out, and I'll pick out, 5 or 6 every time, that I'm coming out. So they do get weeds in here. In fact, there's more on this side as well, I think, right here. Kind of hidden, but yep, I think these are weeds. At least they're not something that I planted. So again, I'm going to just take them out, but they're easy to do. It's nice and easy because of the height of this bin. It's not too low. So I'm very impressed with it. I'm very happy with it. I wish that I could have kept it on my front porch, but it was vetoed by my wife. I don't know if this is this might not be a weed. This might be something I planted. I think I did throw some seeds over here at some point. So I think I'll leave that there for now. And then, if you couldn't see it before, here's my little potato plant coming in right here where I planted a potato. So it does really well for growing stuff. I'm very impressed with it. As you can see here, it holds a lot of water. This is a 2-gallon bucket, I think, a 2 or 3 gallon bucket. Let me move it over a little bit more here. But this is all good water that I'm going to take out. I'm going to put it in the house or put it in some other plants. And this should all be nice and empty, so that way it's ready to go for the thunderstorm that's going to happen tonight. And won't have any issues with water running over. So that's my update on this Keter Grow. I think this is a 30-gallon. So it works really well. I'm very impressed with it. I'm very impressed with the how solid it is. So if you have any questions, let me know and I'll do my best to answer them. And if you have any suggestions for how to keep deer away, again, please leave a comment. I really want to know how to keep these deer away from my garden. I just don't know what to do. They just aren't afraid of anything. So let me know in the comments and hopefully I'll try them out and let you know if they work. So thank you for watching and please like and subscribe to my videos.